and live your life today. It doesn't matter what they say.
Again. Okay, so my tripod broke. The internet is acting funky, but I'm going to get through this. This is going to be real quick. So I'm at my office space right now. Just got done with level 4 of the spiral with a client that is amazing. It's the heart level. It's a heart opening. It's all about clearing around reason, acceptance, and love. So it was amazing. It was amazing and beautiful. It's amazing what happens in the unconscious mind of what holds you back from allowing yourself to release, to be able to give and receive. So I wanted to talk about tonight the big why. And the big why concept. Some of you may be familiar with it. Some of you may not be. But basically, I wrote some notes here. Basically, the big why concept is the intersection of what you love, what you are great at, what the world needs, and what people pay you for. So I'm going to say that again. The big why, like the big why concept, like the big reason why you're here on this earth, your purpose work, your what you're supposed to obtain and achieve and change in this world is the intersection of what you love, what you're great at, what the world needs, and what people pay you for. So I want to talk to you about my big why. Like, I'm going to give you an example. I remember the first time this was introduced to me, I was coming from a space of, yes, I was heart-centered. Yes, I was doing service work. Yes, I was a leader. I was doing all of these things, but I just knew there was more. It wasn't focused. It wasn't, it didn't have a direction, I guess. So I was looking for my purpose. I was looking for my purpose work. I was looking for my big why, like what got me out of bed in the morning, why I was here, what got me out of bed when I didn't want to get out of bed. And it took me a long time to get to my big why. And every now and then again, my big why will change too. And the reason why is because as you evolve and as you expand and as you grow and as you have more life experiences and you start to see the problems and the issues in the world and you want to be the change, you want to make a difference, like that is your big why. So currently my big why is to connect others to their authentic self so they have the ability to share their gifts to ease pain and suffering in the world. Basically, that's why I became a spiral practitioner. By being a spiral practitioner and doing my purpose work, I'm able to clear around the conditioning, the limiting beliefs, the unconscious behaviors that we do, the patterns. We're breaking the patterns. We're breaking all of these things that then clear away the fog, clear away all the confusion. And you're able to just connect to your authentic self, to your soul, to find out what it is that you desire, what it is that your purpose is here on this earth, what it is that makes your heart sing, that makes you get out of bed in the morning, that makes you just love life, love what you're doing, love, you're making this difference. You're not just sitting back and watching things pass you by. You're not watching life experiences pass you by. A year ago, I would have never gone to the Unstoppable conference. I would have never been in a room full of global impactors, leaders that I personally now know and I've created bonds with and friendships with, and where we have so many big things going on that we're going to change the world with. And it feels amazing and it feels good and it feels unstoppable. That's exactly what happened. So now let's go to legacy. Okay, what does legacy mean? What does legacy mean to you? Well, legacy is what you're known for, what you leave behind. Your legacy is actually etched into the minds of others and the stories that people share about you. So your legacy is even something that is happening right now here on earth while you're still here. Your legacy, I'll say it again, is etched into the minds of others and the stories that they share about you. So what I want you to do is I want you to just take some time and really think about what is the legacy that you would like to create for yourself. What is the legacy that you would like to know? Like when you are gone, people are at your service, whatever that may look like. What are the stories they're going to tell about you? What are you going to be known for in this world? And it doesn't have to be big, but you have the ability to be big. You have the ability to think big, to make a difference in this world, to make a lot of money doing it, and to share the money with those who are making this difference, the big changes. I want to talk about CERT Ministries for a minute. I actually, that a lot of you have heard me talk about CERT Ministries a lot, but that is a family that is leaving a legacy. They are going out, they are saving children, they are rescuing children, they're going out and finding the ones who have been lost, who have been stolen, who have been taken, who have run away, whatever it is that their story is, and they have ended up in really bad situations where they are being traded, trafficked for sex, for slavery, whatever it is. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. So Rudy Gonzalez is a man who has a history that I still can't wrap my head around, but it's recon Marine. It's head of security for what he said in the live stream, he was head of security over the Ebola crisis outbreak that happened in Africa. He's just a man who can be in a different place and getting paid very, very well for his skill. It's the same with his daughters, Maddie and Cece, and his wife, Lori. They have this skill set that they could actually be making a ton of money at, but instead they're building this legacy of going out and helping these families, helping these parents, these children, going and finding them, rescuing them, changing the situation that they're in. Not only are they doing that with the kids, but they're also doing that with the traffickers, with the people who are out there doing it. They are actually going and changing their lives and bringing them into a different environment. So legacy can be huge. I can't even tell you, can you even wrap your head around how many people's lives they are changing, that they are having a positive impact on? And not even those lives, but the lives that ripple out. They were also at Unstoppable. They were actually the guest of honor at Unstoppable. Part of the proceeds were going towards them to help fund their missions because they are a nonprofit organization and nobody gets paid in there. None of the ops teams, like Rudy, his girls, nobody. Everything is funded 100% by donation base. So they were there, and I got to meet some of their operations team. And they also don't get paid, and they're risking their lives, and they're going out and they're doing kicking in doors in the most crazy places that most human beings do not want to be. I'm inspired to talk to you all about that because a lot of you have been talking to me about purpose and what, you want to find your purpose. You realize that there is something more for you here. So what I challenge you to do and invite you to do is to really dig deep and figure out what is the change that you want to see in the world. First of all, what is the change? What is the one thing that's eating you up inside that you don't want to look at, you don't want to see, that it doesn't necessarily, it can keep you up at night. For those of you that are super heart-centered and empaths, it does keep you up at night. But what is it hunger? Is it clothing? Is it injustices? Is it shelter? What is the one thing that is it? Animal cruelty? What do you want to change? What do you want to change? If nothing mattered and you had all the time, all the money, all the resources, all the things that you could do in this, like have in this world to make a significant change in a problem or an issue that you see, that's where your big why is connected. Your big why is connected to that. So again, I'm going to give you an example. I will tell you what my big why is. My big why is to connect others to their authentic self, so they are able to have the ability to share their gifts, their unique gifts. We all have our unique gifts. We're all here with something that nobody else has, and we're here to do something with it. So they have the ability to share their gifts to ease pain and suffering in the world. This doesn't mean you have to go and be like Pastor Rudy and his girls and go in and kick in the doors and all of that. What this means is it can be something so little as you're a giving person, and you just have a smile that is so bright and so magnetizing, and you know your smile changes people's moods. Like, this is a thing, people. You have this smile that it's magical, it's powerful, and it can change anybody's mood, day, whatever it is, in an instant. But you never do it because you're so worried about what somebody thinks if you look at them and smile at them. I don't know why that's a thing, but that's a thing too. You know, a lot of people are just so self-conscious, I guess, and worried about what other people think. But what if you didn't? What if you didn't worry about what other people thought? What would you do? Where would you go? Where would you be? What differences would you make? What changes would be set in place? What kind of momentum would you be making? What kind of legacy would you leave? So one more time, I'm going to say the legacy. It's what you're known for. It's what you leave behind. A legacy is etched into the minds of others and the stories that they share about you. That's when you know what your legacy is. And it can be now, it can be after death, it can be all the things. So I want you to think about that. Like, what is your big why? And your big why is not your family. I know a lot of times people think that your family, you know, you'll say that you want to provide a life of abundance for your children or something like that, you know, a life of worth for your children, but that's really not what it is. Your big why is the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's not your loved ones. It's the things that you do because of your loved ones in your life. So think about the big why. Think about the legacy that you'd like to leave. And I would love, love, love if anybody has their big why already to write it in the comments below. If you already know the legacy that you'd like to leave, I would like to leave a legacy of my work with Spiral, of being a Spiral practitioner. That is what I would like people to realize, my love and my compassion and the way that I want to change the world, and I want to be there to support others. My thing is supporting others who are changing the world. I hope that that's the legacy that I have now. I hope that's the legacy that I will be leaving, is my ability to be able to hold that container of strength and support and transmute trauma and help ease pain and suffering in the world, regardless of what that looks like. So, big why, what lights you up? What passions do you have? What eats you up? What do you not like in this world? What is bothering you about this world that we live in? What would you like to change? Whew, I was with a bunch of people leaving a lot of legacies over the last 3 days, and holy cow, not only were they leaving legacies, but they were inspired to go even bigger than what they already are. One of the men that I had met, he actually has a water bottle company where for every bottle of water you purchase, another bottle of water goes to somebody else in the world that does not have water. Most of our world does not have clean water to drink. And he actually has a company, I don't know if it was his invention, but he created this filter that the people are able to put in the bottom of like buckets. And as you fill the water and it filters down through the water filters through the filter, it creates clean water for them to be able to drink. And that's what his water bottle company is actually funding, is this clean water in these other areas of the world that they just don't have. So these were the type of people that I was around for 3 days. High performance people making a huge difference in the world, doing what they can to leave a legacy and to ease the pain and suffering in the world. So,
And live your life today.